I concentrated my studies on renewable energies that have some pros and some cons. The pros are that they are inexhaustible, non-polluting and accessible to all. The cons are a lot. In fact, they are less competitive compared to fossil fuels. They have low efficiencies and discontinuities and territorial dispersion of sources, and the investment are onerous. The development of the renewable sources is highly dependent on the national regulations, and in particular they now derive directly by European regulations. A lot of directive and white papers have been published, and now the reference is the package Climate and Energy of 2008, the strategy 2020. The strategy consists in a reduction of 20% of greenhouse gas emission and a reduction of 20% of energy consumption, and a share of 20% of renewable energy produced on the total amount of energy. Each country in Europe has a mandatory quota that is different, and that depends on the starting situation. I started my studies on literature, and in particular I focused on business model in the industry of renewable energies. I found a total amount of articles of 45, and all 33 are published from 2008. Very few articles are published in marketing and management journals. I found only 4. They concentrate principally on business model for renewable energies, and we can divide this business model in customer side business model and utility side business models. Customer side business models have the key resources installed at consumers, and the value proposition is a set of products and services that create value for the customer. For example, consulting, financing, installation, operation, maintenance and warranty. The key activities are covered by large companies that tendentially cover the entire value chain of the energy. Small and medium enterprises often focus on distribution and retail only. As for utility side business models, key resources are in large firms, and the value proposition is the generation and supply of energy, and it's different only the quality of the energy and not the business models. We have some news. For example, we have the German Triennial, that is a partnership between small businesses, and we have even Juvi, that is a joint venture between suppliers and project developers. The key activities in large companies cover the entire value chain, and in small and medium enterprises often focus on distribution and retail. As for investment, we have the majority of investments in Europe and in North America, and only the third position is referred to China. The main European players in energy production tendentially invest in Europe and in US, but only E.ON invest in China at the moment. We tried to study the situation of investment of European companies in China, and we found for the survey that is still in progress, we found 191 firms in Italy, 197 firms in United Kingdom, Bulgaria 96, in Romania 91, in Spain 103, and in France 71. All these companies are, the majority of these companies are small and medium size, so they tendentially invest in Europe, and invest in Europe because maybe because they have some difficulties to operate in markets that have high geographical and cultural distance. As for the Chinese market, we found that in the last 5-year plan, sustainable development is stressed. So the market is investing a lot in protection of environment. China has important energy targets. In fact, China planned to reduce the use of coal and oil and to augment the use of energy that derives from renewable energies. We found a lot of projects in hydroelectric and wind energy in China, and we can note that a lot of project meetings and agreements have been signed between Europe and China. As for solar market, the leader in the world for the production of solar energy and instruments is Chinese, and it is Yingli Green Energy that was established in 1998, headquarters in Baoding, and plants in Baoding, Hainan, Hengxi and Tianjin, but we can notice that the research centers are in Baoding, in Madrid and San Francisco. This firm is widespread in all over the world, and the main production is sold in Europe, 60%, in China only 23%, and 14% in United States. So we can notice that Chinese firms tend to exchange more with Europe than European firms do.